Hi, I'm Tealish, and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Today we're going to be talking with store owner Scott Hughes from Highlander Games in Boonton, New Jersey. He has an upcoming event. It is a Roll20 event, but you actually open real packs, and they ship the packs to you in this event. So I'm excited to hear more about it and talk to him about all the details. It is a Deadpool Weapon X Release Day event. So stay tuned and keep watching Coffee and Clix for more information. Let's go. Hi, I'm Tealish, and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Today we have special guest Scott Hughes from Highlander Games in Boonton, New Jersey. We're doing a friendly local gaming store spotlight, so we're going to be spotlighting Highlander Games. This is a gaming store that I go to all the time. This is my friendly local gaming store, and Scott Hughes is the owner of the store, and we have a very special event coming up at the store. So I'd like to say hi, Scott. How are you doing?
I'm good, Tony. How are you doing today?
Good. So yeah, I'm really excited for this event. So there's a so I mean, I had a bunch of questions lined up. I mean, the viewers at home can see like a discussion topics on the in the corner of their screen there. So just to start off, like yeah, you guys, we have a big event coming up at Highlander Games, but I mean, just in general, where is the store located? Like what Highlander Games, where does that name come from? And like, where is that? Well, I actually said Boonton, New Jersey, so I said that already. I answered that
Well, I
question.
mean, yeah, Boonton, but as most towns in North Jersey, we're all tiny little burgs. So we're in North Jersey. We're about maybe 30 minutes outside of the city, outside of New York, Manhattan. Um, North Jersey is such a great location because you got New York right there. Upstaters can come in. Philadelphia and Pennsylvania people can come in, come over. South Jersey people can come up. It's just it's a real crossroads and really accessible by a lot of people. I've always loved this area we live in.
And
Um,
where does that name Highlander Games come from?
well, I opened Highlander about 13 years ago now, and the I, it kind of sounds a little cheesy, but I was when I was younger back in the 80s, I was a big fan of the Highlander movie, just in particular. But I was a big HeroClix player. That was probably my primary game that I played personally when I opened the store. And there's a common rule in HeroClix that's been around almost from the beginning called the Highlander rule. There can be only one, a unique rule, if you will. So I was really familiar with the Highlander quote rule in gaming parlance, and then I, kind of always reminded me of my joy of the movie. And then, oddly enough, Boonton in this area of New Jersey is called the New Jersey Highlands. New Jersey has different geographical regions, and this is actually a Highlands region, just like the Highlands of Scotland. The same geographical features. It transforms from what's called a Piedmont geographical region. Plains to Piedmont to Highlands is what Highlands is defined as. So we are actually in the New Jersey Highlands, and I'm like, hey, okay, Highlander Games, there it is.
So like the locals they actually can call themselves Highlanders. Like
They could. I don't think they do. Maybe, but they could. I'm gonna start a movement. Booners need to Boontonians need to refer to themselves as Highlanders now.
and
Start.
so yeah, so yeah, so like we're northern New Jersey. That's where I live. That's where the gaming store is, and we get people from New York coming. We get people from Pennsylvania coming, Connecticut, like all the surrounding like tri-state area.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, this event that we're gonna be like talking about in a moment. That's coming up at Highlander. It's actually a Roll20 event. It's an online event. So
Yeah.
that extends the reach of Highlander Games because now people can play from the comfort of their own home, no matter where they live.
You know, we did this once before, you and I.
Yeah.
I don't know if some of the people out there remember. I remember there were quite a few people that joined that event, but I want to say it was Wonder Woman 80th release, and it was. I'm not quite sure if it was pandemic time was the reason or such. It might have been, but for some reason we had the idea to run a real virtual event, and we did it with Wonder Woman 80th, and we put it out there. We ended up having players, some great guys from the Philippines who joined. I'm not remembering their name right now, but they loved the event and they were so great to play against. Quite a few players. There were some players in Canada, players in New York and Philadelphia and other areas, a lot of our local players, and it turned into this great international event, and it just felt so good. I mean, HeroClix has become such an international game. You see all the national championships taking place. You see the wonderful play communities and Italy and throughout Europe and the UK and South America, Brazil, Argentina, Singapore, Australia. Just you know goes on and on of these great HeroClix communities. And I don't know. I kind of Deadpool Weapon X is kind of a maybe I'm kind of wrong in this, but it feels kind of like a Renaissance set to me. Like we've had some really good sets lately. I don't know if this is popular for me to say, but that we had, Disney Next Phase was kind of a a little bit of a downturn a little bit. It was kind of a maybe a skip in the step. A lot of people had different views on that set, and then this upsurge in excitement for Deadpool Weapon X is just it's just crescendoed. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to kind of revisit that idea? Um, I think the online play is surprisingly robust. I'm not that used to it, but you showed me a little bit of the Roll20 interface, and obviously we all use Discord for various things, and that's just easy audio. But I am blown away at how easy the interface is, how robust it is, how easy, to see full dials and click on this and move this, and it works. It's not clunky, it's not slow. It's really enjoyable. And so I like the idea of being able to augment what we do in store with some virtual events as well. I mean, we have players that travel from a lot of distances, as to come here and play in events. And so every once in a while, if we throw in a virtual event, gives people a little bit of break from maybe that longer drive, and then also gives the opportunity to widen, that community and play some games with some people that we don't normally play games with on a day-to-day basis. Maybe we see them at big events, or we hear or talk to them online, or but in a normal like release style sealed event or something a little more casual like that, I just think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely is cool. I mean, I've been helping out with the in terms of the digital side of it as a with Coffee and Clicks. This is a Coffee and Clicks event in one way, but it is a Highlander event. It is the Highlander release day event. And could you tell me more? Could you tell everybody watching at home that maybe might want to be interested in participating in the event? Tell us more about the details of the event.
Well, so one of the things in regards to virtual online play for me, I think it's something that should not replace the physical game. It's something that should support the physical game. We collect clicks, we play with clicks, and then to set those aside and play virtually seems kind of I don't know, feels disjointed to me. Um, so like this event, you know, people are getting actual packs, where you're going to pay your entry just like you would a release event. You're going to get 2 packs of Deadpool Weapon X. You're going to build your team from those 2 packs. You're going to have those figures. Those are going to be your figures. You're going to own them. And then you're going to play in a 3-round Swiss event, and you're going to win prizes maybe. We'll do some raffle prizes or some great prizes for winners and fellowship prizes that we like to do here at Highlander. And at the end of the day, you've played an event and you've got some cool stuff. It's just with this, we're gonna do a live opening in the Facebook event. There's going to be a live streamed Facebook opening. You and I are going to get together with that. Maybe a couple of other people helping us as well. and people will see their cases open. They're going to see their packs open. They're going to know exactly what they pulled. That's going to happen on release day. So Wednesday, June 26th, release day of Deadpool Weapon X. We're going to live stream that video. So people are going to know what they've pulled on Wednesday. And they're going to be able to look through their packs for a couple of days, put together a team sheet, submit their build sheet before the event on Saturday. So you got to, you know what you pulled. You have some time to look through and check out the dials and the figures that you've pulled and such. Submit your build sheet on, say, Friday, I think is what our deadline is going to be. And then Saturday at noon, Eastern Standard Time. That's the key, because I can tell you right now, Tony, I have friends from all over the world that play Clix that I've gotten to know very well over the years in Australia, in Argentina, Singapore, Italy, and some really close friends of mine in Brazil. And a lot of my Brazilian friends have already signed up, so there's going to be a strong contingency of Brazilians playing, which is going to be great. I can't wait to roll some dice with them.
That is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would suggest, so I'm going to post in this YouTube video, so if you're watching and you're wondering where to go, I'm going to post the link to the Discord in the description of this video. The Discord is also where your team build is going to be posted. Not your team build, your figures that you pulled from the live video live Facebook unboxing.
I think you created a channel, right? That the everybody's picture, they're going to have a picture of their polls right there in that channel with their name on it, so they'll see exactly what they pulled.
So if you miss the live video unboxing, the live Facebook unboxing, which will be on Wednesday, then you will still have the pictures of your figures posted in the Discord. So
100%. That's a great point, Tony. You don't have to be there for the video. You don't have to. It's gonna be live, and then it'll be archived in the Facebook event, so you can go back and see the video. Everybody will, everything's done clearly on video, so you see the packs being open. But you're absolutely right. You don't have to be there that Wednesday if you're busy or what have you. You'll be able to see and check back and see your stuff on the Discord channel. Absolutely.
Yeah, and also the link to the Roll20 I'll put in the description. So that Roll20 will be the Roll20 that we use for the tournament. And I will just give everybody permissions and GM status for the Roll20 once you click on that link. And
let me ask you a question, Tony, in regards to that. So people who are joining the event, they can click on that Roll20 link now, right?
Yes.
And then we see that we can make them a GM status. We know that they're involved in the event. And then they can start hopping on with their friends or with other people they know, or just practicing and getting used to the interface themselves, like right now, right? They can start, and guys, it's incredible. Everybody watching this video, Tony's setup. I mean, I know there's other ones out there as well, so it's, I don't know if it's necessarily unique, but it's the only one I've seen, and it's great. I mean, the entire Deadpool Weapon X set is there. All of the maps are there. All of your gaming accoutrements. It's fully integrated, ready to go. Me and a friend of mine, Fabio from he lives outside of Rio de Janeiro. We're playing a game yesterday, and we were just kind of fooling around with it and such, and picked out some figures. I picked out the common Wolverine. I haven't really looked at the set too close. I was like, this figure is nuts. This is literally 001 Wolverine, and I rolled a 5 on my blades, dealt 8 to his cannonball. It was like, well, that just murdered Cannonball like twice over. 8 damage. So good. And then Gally confirmed earlier that it goes through the stop clicks, that follow-up damage.
Yes.
So good. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And
I really love how WizKids does that. How, like stop clicks were becoming the end all be all, right? Like they were governing the game. And now all of a sudden there's these effects that are coming into play, secondary effects, that secondary damage, mind control, or Wolverine, or other things I'm sure we're going to see, and it bypasses that stop click, I love how they do that.
Yeah, there needs to be like a counter for everything, right? I feel like, yeah.
The silver bullet design, they love it.
But what I would suggest if you're watching at home and you're interested in playing the event, which would be a great idea because it's going to be a great event. I would suggest, instead of logging on at 12 noon, even though that's the start time, I would suggest logging on at like 11 or earlier even. because I'll be on early that day on the Discord, helping people navigate and going to the right links and clicking on the right things. So I would suggest going there early.
I think we're going to reach out to everybody ahead of time. They're going to get emails, contacts, confirmations. We really want to make sure everybody is up to speed. We don't want anybody to fall through the cracks in the morning of the event. Somebody all of a sudden is overwhelmed and not, feeling like they understand what to do. So we're going to reach out to people as they're registering. We're going to make sure that people understand how everything works. And you are absolutely right. The day of the event, we're going to want everybody online at about 11 a.m. We make sure we got everything. You might log in, get confirmed, and then you can go have a cup of coffee and ignore it until pairings come up for the first round type of thing. But we want everybody there to make sure everybody's ready to go. Absolutely.
And then another link that I'll also put in the description of the video that you're watching is, I think, one necessary link that they have to have is the Highlander Games website where you could register, right?
Yep. Yep, so I've been sharing that around. Facebook doesn't like external websites apparently being shared, so we had a little bit of difficulty. But it's just our store's website. We do a bulk of our special event registrations and such through the website. So there's a link on there. So I've been sharing it around with some of the Facebook groups and stuff where you were sharing the event. You just click on there, you'll see the event. There's a banner for the event. You click on there, it'll have the full explanation. It'll have also the links that you've mentioned, Tony, the Roll20 link, the Discord link, the tournament rules Google Doc. All of that's in there as well. We've made sure to put those document and links into pretty much every form of communication we're using. And then there'll be a pay link there. You just you'll be able to pay portal. It's our normal store's pay portal, so you can pay with any means you choose, credit card, whatever. It's all there, and we'll have your registration information, and that'll be compiled as we get closer to the event, and we'll be reaching out to everybody and making sure that they're all good to go.
Right, and does that also register for them for the win? For the
So it doesn't. You do need to go into the win. The win link is in there as well, and in the Facebook event. So you will need to make sure that you have a win ID and that you're in the event. There is an event made on the win right now. The event, of course, will be run through the win by Brian Galley, who will be judging and TOing the event.
And so, let's say I enter the event, I register, I do everything I have to do, and now I come in first place, right? And I also I have my sealed pulls that were sent to me via picture. So I have pictures of my sealed pulls. I win the event. Now, what is there in terms of pricing and also the actual figures? When do those get shipped to my home?
Sure. So anybody local is welcome to pick them up, of course, or we can mail them if they wish. That's not a problem. Anybody that obviously doesn't live close to here, we're going to ship them. The shipment will be included in your costs of the event registration, so there's no additional cost for that. I'm used to mailing Clix, so I know how to safely mail them, and I have them arrive in good order. So people can feel pretty confident about that. We're going to wait to mail the contents of your sealed pool because we want to mail them along with any prizes you may win on the day of the event. So prizing and the sealed pool figures and everything that's yours is going to be gathered together the day and day after the event, and we'll be aiming to have those mailed out on Monday and Tuesday at the latest after the event. They'll be tracking, and every player that has a package coming to him will get the tracking and be able to follow exactly where how that's going. Our international players, that we can handle that. There might be a little bit of additional cost is all. So international players, if you are joining, a lot of international players have some means of local shipping, some things that they've kind of gotten used to working with U.S. bases, and we can do that. Or if we're going to ship directly to them, we'll probably have a little bit extra postage, and I would discuss with them that on a one-by-one basis, and that would just be simply maybe helping to cover the additional costs of the international postage. I wouldn't expect that to be too high, though. The pricing, you mentioned the pricing. So we are going to be having one of our Deadpool Weapon X retail chase boosters. It's going to be put into this event as the prizing. It's kind of funny because these things were flew a little bit under the radar when when they came out with Disney Next Phase. I don't think people really knew what to make of them. And then like a month afterwards, everybody realized the value that was in these things. Some of the tokens are really really sought after, and obviously the Kevin chase, but even regular chases in them, and so it kind of got people's awareness that wow, these things are pretty good. So I think when we see this Deadpool Weapon X, we know right off the bat some pretty good prizes right happen right off the bat. So we're going to have a Deadpool Weapon X retail chase booster that's going to be opened live at the end of the event. With our TO, and the top four will draft out the contents. I think if it's like the Disney Next Phase, I think there's like 7 items maybe
Usually there's a chase and a super rare at least, right? Like
there's chase and 2 figures. The 2 figures could be rares, super rares, a super rare, and a rare.
Okay.
So there's a chase and 2 figures. There's 3 figures, and then there's 3 tokens, and then a die. I think that's I don't know for sure. That maybe this one might have a slightly different setup. So probably what we'll do is we're not going to snake draft it. We'll do first, second, third, fourth, and then first, second, third, fourth. If it makes it back down to fourth again, so that'll be the contents of the retail chase booster split up between the top four. There's also going to be all the release promos. We're going to have a lot of release promos to prize out that day, and the release promo maps as well. As we all know, getting maps is almost as valuable as anything else, right? So there'll be the release promo and the maps. We have a bunch of the recent monthly OP kit sets. So there'll be some Gotham villain sets. There'll be some Young Justice sets. There'll be some Into the Spider-Verse sets that we're going to be prizing out there. Trying to think. I think there might be a new one too. If there is a new one that lands by then, we're going to put that one in the prize pool as well. And then all of the legacy cards that are pulled off of the bricks and cases that we open for the sealed pool, those are going to be opened in that live video, and those are going to be added to the prize pool as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like really good pricing for just a release day sealed event.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to be really excited to play in this event, and they can do it from anywhere, and they can work around their own schedule because it's from home, and get great pricing. Or possibly get great pricing and also get actual sealed pulls, and it's like an actual sealed event.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to mention that I know we had talked about this. The map that is going to be legal for the event is just like a regular release day sealed event. So
correct.
The map will be the release day map. Both sides of the release day map will be the only legal maps in the event.
Correct. Now you have all 6 maps from the Deadpool Weapon X set loaded already into the Roll20. I don't think we have absolute confirmation on which 2 maps are on the 2-sided release map yet. But we'll know that well in advance, and as soon as that's confirmed, that information will be sold out. Will be sent out. So there'll be 2 maps that players will choose from. They will be playing on the release, just like a regular release day, right? When we have our release events in the store, you play on the release map. So that's you'll have those 2 maps to choose from to play on.
Yeah, it's called the real. We're billing it the real Unreal release event.
That's right. Real packs, virtual play.
So what's your opinion overall? Because I know there a lot of people. I mean, there's. What do you think of online play in general?
It's not the end all be all. I mean, you really you're never going to beat playing at a table, with another player sitting in front of you. There's just a social aspect to playing games in a group of people. The sound around you, the discussion, the side discussions, seeing what's going on in another game, just casual conversation. Um, that's wonderful, and that's the core, and that always will be the core. Um, but that is your local community. That's your local play community, and that's great. But that's always going to be pretty much your local community, and the chance to every now and then, have a chance to play with people, from other countries or other towns, or people that you only see at a convention, or a special event of some sort. Maybe you see them at the Rock or Champion Clicks in Orlando or something like that. I just think that's pretty cool. It's neat to have that sort of punctuated event, um, to kind of broaden your play experience. Try something a little different, kind of mixes things up a bit. So I think it has its place, and I think it works really well. And in its own way, it's fun too, because it's kind of nice to sit in your pajamas at your computer and play a game with a cup of coffee or a beer or whatever time of day it may be. um, but yeah, I think it's something that augments the game well. I think it's something that can walk alongside the physical game. I don't think virtual or online play for most people is ever going to replace physical play in that sense, because it just is lacking some of the things that we enjoy about the physical game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, for me, it's a tool more than anything.
Hmm.
It's not the game. The game is in person. That's what the game is. But I mean, online, Roll20 and things like that are just ways to, get benefits. Like you said, augment the game.
Yep.
So, um, let's. Could you tell me a little bit about the store too, about Highlander Games? What is the speaking of in person play, what is the scene like for HeroClix at Highlander Games? Is it like what type of formats are played there? When do you usually run events? Is
Well, our
it like
usual events are Saturday afternoons at 12. Um, we generally, when we run larger events, we run them on Saturday as well. So that usually is our regular time. We've ebbed and flowed over the years. You know, many years ago, back before I opened Highlander, when I played Clix competitively myself and used to go to Gen Con with, you know, friends of mine like Angel and Rob Lolino and Kenny Pena when he was first starting out. I remember meeting Kenny when he just learned the game. Um, the Rico Velez's and Josh Cannons and Kenji Kanashiro's and Jason Keems and Brian Galley. I remember when he was just a young guy. We've been playing Clicks a long time together, um, at other stores in the area. And when I opened Highlander, a lot of that group came and made Highlander their home for Clicks as well. So it's Highlander. It's funny. Like the first event I ran at Highlander was a HeroClix event. I officially opened on June 1st, the year I opened, but we had there was like a late April or early May release, and so technically before we opened, we ran a HeroClix event in sort of a half constructed store, um, and yeah, it's always been going ever since. Watching some players go, I think back on faces that I haven't seen in a long time, and friends that have gone on and done other things and are living life, and it's been an interesting journey, but HeroClix is definitely always been a part of what we do here at Highlander.
yeah, that's great. I mean, I that's your store has been where I started my HeroClix journey, and I'm still in it. So,
Yeah, yeah. It's
but
such
that was like I've been playing for now since 2016. So
yeah.
like 8 or 9 years now. Like I've
I
been playing.
remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember when you were coming out and you were, you know, I may be wrong in saying this, but you were kind of quiet, maybe a little like learning, maybe a little slightly intimidated. You know, there were like world
Absolutely. Yeah.
champions playing, and these people that always went to Gen Con and national champions and all these things. And man, they were so good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Just playing against these guys was like playing against machines.
Yeah, you had
Uh,
Isaac and Ed, and you had like
yep.
every world champion was like at the store. I was like, oh, okay.
I was going through some pictures the other day, and it was a battle royal release we did for one of the teenage. I think it was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set, and Isaac was like 12. He's just this little tyke, but he was good back then. Isaac's always been good. That young man, whatever he chooses to put his mind to, he is going to be successful.
And so yeah. Speaking of like newer, like well, not Isaac, but like newer players. What's your strategy for getting newer players into the game?
You know what's interesting about HeroClix, and as a game store owner, people like you start me. I've always worn my emotions on my sleeve. What people get. Is what I am is what people get, and it's truth. I'm not a salesman. I'm not the that's like, oh hey, this new hot game here, something like that. If I'm excited about something, it's because I'm excited about it. But not everybody realizes that. So sometimes I have my game store owner hat on, and people are like, oh, he's just that's just the game store owner aspect to it, type of thing. Um, but I honestly, I tell people this with HeroClix. HeroClix is a unique entity in the world of gaming. We have DC and Marvel together in a strategy miniature game, and that doesn't exist anywhere else because every other game system, DC and Marvel hate each other and they don't get along, and so they don't allow their games to be licensed together. So you've got Marvel deck building game with Fantasy Flight and DC deck building game with Cryptozoic, and those are never going to cross over. So we have this unique thing, and then you throw in other IPs and such into there. Some of the iconic things coming out, some of the past sets. Wrestling Clix and movie Clix, Pacific Rim. I remember I loved Pacific Rim Clix when they came out. Whatever WizKids is going to come up with in the future, and I know Dungeons and Dragons is coming up. Man, when I saw that, when I saw Beholders and Displacer Beasts,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, boom! Wow!
I think they just showed Beetlejuice too, right? I think there's a.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
Beetlejuice.
iconic set,
I can't wait for
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
See, I love that. I mean, what other game system? And that's years and years ago, they had these other systems like Lord of the Rings. I loved the Lord of the Rings releases, and I was always brokenhearted that they weren't modern. Right from the start, they're like, "This isn't modern legal," and I always thought that was. I'm sure there was behind the scenes reason why it happened, but I always hated that decision. And now that's gone. So Beetlejuice, Dungeons and Dragons, it's all right there on the table, baby. You're gonna have, Superman, Spider-Man, Beetlejuice being carried by a displacer beast. It's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. So I tell people that. And the game, I mean, the quality of the clicks. Do you remember when, a few years ago, a couple of years ago, the prices of the boosters went up? It was a big increase. We're what at like 16.99 now or 17.99 now on a retail on a booster. And they said, there's going to be an increase in quality that's going to walk alongside this. And I was talking to Antonio Clark, a couple months back. We had an event here, and he and I just totally concurred. I mean, the figures look amazing. I mean, they look really, really good. I mean, if people aren't that familiar with the world of gaming and miniatures, especially pre-painted miniatures, they look fantastic. They're just a really, really high quality. And then you throw in the fact of a high level game that comes along with them, everything that you can do. WizKids, I think HeroClix is a premier level game. I really, really do. And its biggest drawback is its age. There are so many people that are like, "Oh yeah, HeroClix. I played that 10 years ago. Yeah, I played that 15 years ago." You're like, dude, the newest set then was Sinister. It's not even the same game. You need to look at it again. That is my biggest challenge with new players is to get people to take a look at it again and give it a try, because it's been around a long time and some people have some preconceived notions because of that. and the game has evolved. The game's gotten better. Its gameplay is great. The figure quality is great. Um, the tournament structures, the prizing. It's in a really good place right now. So I just stay the course. That's how I sell the game. That's how I try to bring in new players. Do demo days, show people the game. Maybe not everybody's going to come out here and play the game in the store, but people are playing the game. Picking packs up, going home, playing some kitchen table.
Yeah, kitchen table
Matters.
games. Yeah, they definitely matter. It goes on, right? Like people don't realize how much like kitchen table HeroClix
That's the
or any
majority
game
of the
or
game.
any game, right? Like
Absolutely.
yeah.
Magic players come here on Friday Night Magic, and there's 45 players here on Friday night playing Magic, and I'm like, there's infinitely more people playing Magic at home at their kitchen tables right now.
Yeah.
What we do in a store like this is such a small little window into the overall community of what a game is. It's good for us to remember.
So as far, yeah, definitely. So as far as like the real Unreal release event, the Deadpool Weapon X release event is concerned, this is a Roll20 event, but you get real figures sent to your house. What are your goals for the event?
That's interesting. I hadn't really. I guess the reason I'm doing the event would be my goals for the event. I wanted to, frankly, at its core in my heart, I know so many players from different areas of the world, and I just wanted them all to get to know each other. So that's my goal for Clix players who maybe don't know other Clix players that well to have a chance to play some games and get to know each other.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this, like I remember, I mean, I know after like COVID and everything, people got kind of tired of online play a little bit. I even did like, but before that, I used to play online quite a bit. I still do with my friends, like weekly and stuff, like on our own. But like, playing in those events, like playing in big online events like H4H when that happened, the online portion of it. All these big online events, it allows you to kind of meet people, right? Like it's social. I mean, because just like you say, you get to connect with people from all over the world, right?
That's right.
So
That's right. If you log into your round 3 and there's a name you don't recognize, and you say, hey Bob, I'm Scott. Where are you from? And, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm playing in Sydney, Australia right now. You'd be like, wow, that's awesome. How's the weather in Sydney? you know,
no, definitely, and
how often are you gonna have that conversation? I love that.
That is important, right? Like that connection is important. Like you can't say enough about that.
I think that's simply, Tony, my only goal. I want people to have a good time, meet some new people, enjoy the game.
So what are you excited for with the actual set itself, Deadpool Weapon X? I mean, I know you mentioned that Wolverine.
Well, yeah, the Wolverine just caught me by surprise. I have kind of a personal rule when it comes to games. I'm not a big fan of spoilers. Like I've played Magic for a long time, right? And back in the day, when you had release day or a pre-release, it was, the first time you went, a lot of times it was the first time you were seeing a lot of the cards. Like, oh my gosh, this is in the set, because they didn't spoil the entire set before it released. They would do certain highlights. And HeroClix used to do that too. I mean, it was we didn't even have full set lists necessarily before the actual release date. We certainly didn't see all the dials. Now we see literally everything. And be honest with you, it makes me a little sad. It's kind of fun going to a release event or a pre-release event and seeing some of these things for the first time. You're like, wow. So I honestly kind of stay away from the spoilers myself. I don't some things I see just because friends of mine want to say, like, oh, you got to look at this, or you got to what is it, time breaker? I mean, all of my friends have been messaging me about time breaker. They're like, I need 30 time breakers.
They're not going to be good in sealed though. That just like
They need friends. But the other than that, so when I saw that Wolverine, that was the first time I'd seen it. It was like, wow. I personally, what I'm excited about, I love these dice. I love the Scarlet Witch and the Chaos dice, and Gambit and the card dice, and I'm not even sure which other ones there are. Well, because I haven't looked at a lot of the spoilers. I've heard of those two, but it's a neat mechanic. I like it.
Yeah. I don't like the spoilers either. Like you say, like even like Magic now, they do the same thing. Like they spoil every card before the set comes out, and like the same thing with HeroClix. Now they spoil. There's a lot of spoilers. I mean, official spoilers and unofficial spoilers that just pop up, and you try to avoid them because like I mean honestly though, if I'm speaking selfishly, like without the spoilers, we would not have this online event happening because I wouldn't be able to make all of the Roll20 tokens and everything. I would. You need.
I guess that's true. It would have to wait a little bit, wouldn't it?
But yeah, but I don't like spoilers. I think I like to be surprised, like on release day or pre-release. It's
I
more fun
did
that way.
see you and I when you were showing me around the Roll20, and I popped on that Colossus Prime and was like, "What?" He just seems like such a beatstick. And I absolutely, I mean, Abdul Manikram and I have talked many times about how, defense powers. And I love, Impervious is my favorite defense power. I love the fact that you get to roll for nothing. But then it always has that Achilles heel of, penetrating damage goes right on through. And having Impervious that ignores penetrating is wonderful. I've loved kind of manipulating that uncommon Hulk from AV60 a lot with that, because he doesn't have any damage reducers, but he reduces penetrating damage, and then he ignores, he reduces half of the damage that he takes, right? And I played him with who did I play him with? I was able to give him it was the super rare from AV60, Starlight, where she was able to like give him, she had an ability where she could take a power action and give him one of her powers. So I was giving him invulnerability, and then he was reducing damage by 2 because he reduces penetrating damage with the invulnerability, and then he was rolling to reduce the rest of the damage. So it was like you had to do like 5 or 6 damage just to have anything go through.
Oh,
It
that's
was
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a neat little like
Oh, is
I
it?
love
Oh, is
little
it
things like
Sentry?
that.
The Sentry gives him invulnerable, right? I think it's Sentry. The super rare from what set was that?
I'm pretty sure it was the because it was an Avengers theme I was playing,
I think
and
Sentry has the Avengers keyword. He gives out invulnerable or something else. I forget what he gives out.
Sentry from what set?
Um,
I know we're devolving here, but that's okay. That's what we do in HeroClix. We go down rabbit holes.
it was the Sentry. There was a Sentry Prime, and then there was a Sentry. It was 55 points.
So Starbrand, choose another friendly character and a standard power that Starbrand can use, and until your next turn, the chosen character can use the chosen power and modifies their combat values by +1.
Oh, that's really good too. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was just giving him invuln and modifying his combat values by +1, which made him even beefier and bigger. And then he was going out there just destroying stuff. And it wasn't even, there's no range on it. There's no range line of sight. So I kind of was just comboing the two of him and making him this indestructible beatstick who would just go into like the fray, and none of it could be outwitted. It wasn't, yeah.
All right. So Scott, I got one last question for you.
Yes, sir.
So let's say people are getting really excited for this Deadpool Weapon X set. They want to buy some product and they want to go through Highlander and order from Highlander. How can people order from the store?
Well, we'll have links up on our website, pre-order links. So we sell all sealed product here, cases and bricks and packs, at-home kits. Dice and token kits have gone the wayside. Although I understand, I think I heard that there's actual just regular like set dice in the packs. They're not just chaos dice. Like
Yeah,
there's and they're kind of oversized. They're like a big old gigantic die, but they have like the set symbol on them where the six would be, like the old style dice and token packs.
I think I heard, or at least I've seen evidence that there is a Wolverine themed one and a Deadpool themed one.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a blue and yellow one for Wolverine, and then there's
And a red and black one.
something like that. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. I yeah, but yeah, all sealed product. We have those we'll have those links up on our website that people can order product through. We do ship, so people can, if their local place is out of stock, I always suggest if you have a local store, please visit your local store and ask them to order it in for you if they don't have it already, or I'm sure if they do have it, put your pre-order in with them. You're gonna get we get so tied in sometimes. I'm shopping on Amazon or something like that. It's like, oh, this is $5 cheaper, or this is $10 cheaper. When you're looking at a $270 case or a $280 or $90 case, $20 is not that big of a deal. And when it means the difference of supporting your store or not, that's the important thing. Support where you play.
Yeah.
My partner here, he likes to say, support where you play or it'll go away. It's like you like to go in and sit at a store and play games. Well, make sure that it sticks around.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely go support your FLGS, your friendly local gaming store. Do you have any other final words or thoughts? I mean, anything else you want to mention before we go?
No, well, thanks. I just appreciate the opportunity, Tony. Thanks for asking me for this interview and giving us a chance to talk about this event. I feel a little ingratiated, but so I appreciate everybody for listening to me drone on. Yeah, thanks, and I hope a lot of people check out the event and have a good time. I will note too, we have a surprise announcement coming up at Highlander that we'll be putting out there in the next week or two. So look for that. Some more exciting news. Yeah, and also look for we're going to be running ours, but store championships are right around the corner. And that Deadpool champion figure looks freaking sweet. So ask your store about it wherever you play. It's coming up in early July, right?
Store championships,
yeah, the special event that WizKids has put together for stores this year. With it's a unique event, store championships, only being run by brick and mortar stores. There's a special kit, and remember that big Deadpool like trophy looking figure, where he's got the crown and everything. That's the prize, the grand prize event for pit figure for that event. So that's the only way you're going to get it. Is go play in that. Go find yourself a store championship event and go play in it.
And if people want to find, there's also Highlander has for people that are local to Highlander that don't already follow. There is a Highlander at HeroClix Facebook page, right? I think
there is. We have
has,
yeah. If you go to our Highlander Games business Facebook page, our main Facebook page, you'll see a sub area of it which has all of the subgroups that we manage. We try to manage a group sort of for every game that's run in the store, so information specific to that can be shared to those groups. I got to admit, we have as you know, Tony, we have sort of a local chat that we all the local players, and it's I kind of get lazy and just communicate in that a lot of times, and I probably shouldn't, because it is, it reaches all of us that are local, but if you're not in that chat, it's kind of insulated. So yeah, we could do better at getting information out there, but always check the win. Surprisingly, if you like a store you like to play at, you can subscribe to it. When they make their events, you'll get that notification. So there's always the win too.
All right, great. So I'm really excited for this event. This is going to be Saturday, June 29th, 12 noon start, but please get there early, get there at 11. Register through Highlander's website. Click HighlanderGamesNJ.com. HighlanderGamesNJ.com. Click on the Discord link, click on the Roll20 link, and we'll get you ready to play some some sealed.
Yep. And there's going to be lots of opportunities ahead beforehand. The week before, there'll be people hopping on and playing casually. So if you're not sure of the interface, remember, you'll have some chances to get on there and even have one of us or somebody teach you, how it works. And so you can get comfortable with the interface on Roll20, and be really ready to go the day of the event.
All right. Thanks, Scott. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this video, and our conversation with Scott Hughes about the upcoming event and about Highlander Games. Don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the Clix.